Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to another edition of the Speak On It podcast, post game live. I am your host, Big Mike, on location in Orangeburg, South Carolina. I am here with the mad producer, podcast Poppy.
Hey, Blackheart Trey, fuck you. Over here trying to give me smoke for shit I said was going to happen. And now we're going to act like Dylan's just a fucking hater the whole time. I said game 3 was going to be Boston at home. And I also said Tatum and Brown were going to put it together that game. And guess what they did? Put it together that game. And yet I'm getting the smoke. Because I predicted it. But nobody likes to remember that.
No one remembers that. But do you see Blackheart? Do you see Blackheart?
Ghost Town.
You see Trey? I don't see either one of them.
Ghost Town.
I wonder where they are. Why they're not here? Oh, is it because, as you can see,
because we're rocking yellow tonight?
The banners are yellow tonight. Could that be because Golden State came through and got the win in Game 4, 107-97?
Which I'd like to go out and say I also called was going to happen. We all of us knew this series was going to end up going back to the Bay 2-2.
We all said it was going to be 2-2.
We all said it was going to happen.
We all picked it in 6 or 7. No one picked the series in 5. Everyone said 6 or 7. The only way we get to 6 or 7 is if someone is up to, if we're 2-2, 3-2. Like,
yeah, this is exactly how the story's written, right? They stole one in Oracle or whatever the new arena is called, and they just stole one at the Garden. And it's
Garden. There's only
TD
one Garden.
Well, I mean, the Boston has played in 2 gardens. The Boston Garden and the TD Garden.
The Boston Garden.
Still the Garden. So it's split down the middle, 2-2. Anthony's calling rigged again because the Warriors won a game, and whenever the team Anthony is rooting against, he calls it rigged.
And here we go. And just to let you guys know, off screen, Dylan, we actually would have been on here earlier, but Dylan and Anthony have literally been arguing since the game ended.
Hey, man, somebody's got to hold that fool accountable. And it's got to be me. And I would love to debate him, but I don't think it's going to be fun for anybody but me.
Exactly.
It'll be very entertaining to just watch the bloodbath happen.
I'm sorry. I'm listening to you. I'm trying to get people to join us. And Anthony is still going in the group chat, guys. This is what happens when we're live. This is what happens when we're on here live and things are just going left.
There's a lot of vibrating happening. There's a lot of notifications popping up. Anthony is drunk, screaming how he wants his $50 from Anthony.
I know.
From Roz, even though the series is tied 2-2 and nothing has happened yet. I completely forgot that I had this stake bet on for Anthony too, and I want nothing. Oh,
so because he has Golden State, right? Or
no, he has Boston.
You have
That's why he's calling these games rigged. It's because he has Boston.
Because he's gonna have to eat the steak. Regardless of games, right?
Regardless of games, it's whoever wins the series. One of us got to eat that steak.
Well, I picked Golden State, so
I also picked Golden State.
He gonna have to lose.
he got to, and then he's be sitting here just eating a nice medium rare steak.
That medium rare is tough.
It's not. The well done is tough.
Listen, I had a steak last weekend, and I was going to put it in the group chat. It was so delicious. Just right through I took my knife, and I just went like it was nothing. Just effortless. Oh, it was a ribeye, by the way. It was just
ribeye, great kind of meat. Too bad you eat it like a fucking asshole.
It was so delicious.
Too bad you eat it like an asshole. That's what sucks about the way you eat steak.
Again, we have comments and stuff, going on before the show comes on. Dylan, not Chris coming in here. We're here for the graduation party of my god sister. Graduating high school. Dylan, why did Chris just walk in here with 3 slices of pizza and I need the box, Chris. I need the box. A box.
Yeah, let's
box
go.
Dylan, I just
That's
spent
clutch.
$6 on this damn. I can't say the brand, but
The
this
water.
20 ounce soda and Skittles that cost me $6. And had I waited, 10 minutes? We've been on air for 6 minutes. If I had just waited literally 10 more minutes, oh, I am hurt. That hurt. That hurt my heart.
He came in clutch. That's a nice little
Don't
put it in a cooler in your fucking hotel room. Just hey yo, pass me a green. Pass me one of them some bitches right now.
The blue.
Pass me one of them some bitches right now.
That blue, Chris cracking it open right now.
I was gonna say crack it open like you're stone cold, just like.
That is tough, but let's we do have to go to work. We do gotta work.
We do. We do a little bit.
We gotta do a little bit because what a game this was.
It was a great game.
Undoubtedly, what I dare to say, this has been the best game in like the last 2 weeks because I can't remember. Well, Game 7 of the Heat Celtics was really good. That got good. That got good late. But I would say this has been the best game in a couple of weeks between the conference finals and the finals. Definitely the best game in the finals.
Yes.
And
easily the best game of the finals.
This was, and the tension, and I love it because the tension was there. Because let's face facts: if Golden State didn't win this game,
it was over.
This series is over.
It was over.
The series is over. So,
and I thoroughly enjoyed watching Golden State in a game that felt like their backs were against the wall.
The wall. Mm-hmm.
Because boy, Steph showed up. And Steph's putting on one of those performances where it's like, hey man, even if Golden State loses, he's got a real real argument to be Finals MVP.
He really is trying to do it right now.
He's before tonight's game, he was averaging 32 points a game,
and he dropped a cool 43.
He dropped
40, not 40.
Yep, a cool 40 on 14 of 26 shooting, so over 50% shooting from the field, over 50% from the 3-point line, 7 for 14 on 10 rebounds, 4 assists,
10 rebounds,
and a plus minus of plus 11. Oh,
the only thing though with Steph, even if they lose getting MVP, is Jaylen Brown is having a hell of a series.
He's having a great series. He's averaging, 22, 23?
He's having a hell of a series. And Jason Tatum had an okay game. He had another okay
He had a better game than Brown.
You think so? I felt like Brown jumped off the screen more to me.
So, to me, I texted the group chat. I said, after the first quarter, I was like, I'm going to be real quiet about how I think this game is going right now. And it's because I had a feeling Jaylen Brown was going to start popping off. And he did.
Mm-hmm.
And he did. And he hit a lot of tough shots, and he played really, really well. The problem is he did that thing where he cooled off.
Yep.
He does that thing where he cools off at the wrong time. Him and Jason both cooled off at the wrong time. Like, he had 21, Tatum had 23. Tatum did that thing that I fucking hate, where you have 6 turnovers as a superstar. Like, granted, Steph had 5 turnovers, but also put up fucking 40.
And Steph, believe it or not, Steph has the ball more.
Yeah, a lot more.
Steph has the ball more. He brings it up. That's why you can't live with it. But like, if LeBron has 6-7 turnovers, if Luka has that many turnovers, but they're still giving you 30, it's because they have the ball so much. They're gonna have turnovers. Tatum, I don't want to say he's an ISO, but he doesn't have the ball as much as they do. So for him to have as many turnovers is not good. It's just not. He's got to be more efficient.
He shot,
and listen,
37 from the field too.
Yeah, he's got to be more efficient.
But there was a lot of moments in this game where it's like, yo, Tatum's cooking, and he was going early too. The problem is he got cold late, and he took a lot of shots in the fourth.
He took a lot. Boston started doing that thing. I really want to hear what Draymond's saying, but I'll save that for after the pod.
Tatum can't go
Boston
out there
started
and
doing
shoot
that
as many
thing where
shots at the end of the court
they start
at
taking
the end of the
dumb
game, and
shots.
they just start taking stupid shots because they're
Start
on the
taking
opposite end
dumb
of a run.
shots.
They're on the opposite end of a run. Steph gets hot. Clay hits timely shots. Andrew Wiggins fucking slaughtering the boards tonight. 15 rebounds for Andrew Wiggins. And it seemed like he had every single offensive rebound for the Warriors tonight. The Warriors got killed on the boards. Killed on the boards, right? Outside of Andrew Wiggins, Looney had like 10. Draymond had 8. And I think they out-rebounded them on the offensive side by 6. And I think Wiggins had all of them. Except for like 2 of them in one possession at the end of the game where Draymond got them. But you can't win if you're getting killed on the boards, because Boston won the free throw battle. They won the foul battle. They won the 3-point battle. They shot better from 3. They got more opportunities at the free throw line. They had less fouls called on them, but they got killed on the boards.
They got beat on the boards.
They got killed on the boards to go along with stupid 3-point shots at the end of the game that they don't need. They completely forgot who they were in the game, which happens with Boston. They forget who they are sometimes, and this is the game you get. But this is what happens when both these teams are undefeated coming off of losses.
Yeah. Which is why this is predictable.
This is predictable. So the only thing that would like really throw this series off is if Golden State wins at home. If Golden State goes in and wins Game 5,
then it's like
anything can happen. Anything can happen, because the thing that hasn't happened has finally happened, where they're losing back-to-backs. And shout out to Steve Kerr for sitting Draymond as long as he did. That is what won Golden State the game to me. Steve Kerr sitting Draymond for the last like 6 minutes in the third quarter, and then the first 5 or so minutes in the fourth quarter. Actually, no, it seemed like it was longer than the fourth quarter, because it seemed like Draymond didn't go back into like 5 minutes left.
It felt like he was out for almost the whole fourth quarter.
And they were playing the lines. I thought at halftime, I was like, there's no way you could bring Draymond in the starting lineup for the halftime. Like, you already brought Otto Porter into the starting lineup tonight. Like, you just bring Looney in, put Otto out there, because you got to give the threat of the shot to clear out the paint. And then GP gave great minutes tonight. Otto Porter played great on defense. Neither one of them really did much on the offensive side. I thought GP in the third quarter did a great job hustling, getting boards, and getting Steph open shots off of screens. Especially that one corner shot where he literally was open for like 5 seconds. Saw Steph cutting baseline, drops the bounce pass, sets the screen for Steph to get the open 3. Like, those are the little plays that are like, all right, that's one of those game-winning plays.
Yeah,
where it's like, yeah, you know Steph is your hot hand. You have the open shot, but that's the best shooter in the world, like ever to ever birth out of a human being. The best he was shooting out of the womb. That's the guy you get the shot to.
Mm-hmm.
Like, GP played solid tonight.
Yeah, he helped.
10 minutes.
He helped.
5 points, but man, and Kevon Looney, 11 rebounds. Like, you can't say enough. But I'll tell you what, if you took a look at Draymond's stat line tonight, and you're just like looking, man, he was trash. 1 for 7, 0 for 2 from 3. But then you're like, 9 rebounds, 8 assists, 4 steals. I looked at that and I'm like, when did that happen? Because all I saw tonight was bad Draymond. I saw bad Draymond all night.
Because to me, he was thoroughly getting outplayed by Time Lord in the first half. I thought the whole game, actually. But the first half,
there was a lot of possessions where Draymond was giving Jaylen Brown problems. There was a lot of possessions where he was giving Jaylen Brown problems. The thing is, Draymond can't play down low anymore against these guys. He can no longer do that, but he's also not playing against a guy who's trying to post you up. He's playing against younger athletic guys who are just getting boards and
trying to run past him.
And trying to pass you. Like, he can't guard those guys. He's not quick enough for it. And it's not like Time Lord's that much taller than Draymond. I think he's like 2 inches taller than Draymond, but he's got a crazy long wingspan. But, man, when Draymond's on Jaylen Brown, he's doing a great job, as good of a job as you can. Jaylen Brown made a lot of tough shots tonight. A lot of tough shots on Draymond that was like, man, you literally can't do anything else. Literally can't do anything else.
It's a thing with this series to make or miss league. Mm-hmm. Oh, welcome to James has joined the party. Grinning from
I'm
ear
here.
to ear.
James, do you think tonight's game was rigged?
In all honesty, I don't.
Anthony, look at that.
There was I don't think it was rigged, but I do think there was some sketchy calls. But it's the finals, man. It's the finals.
Yeah. So like my
the
response
finals are
to
gonna
that,
final. The finals are gonna final. The refs are gonna miss some stuff. I do think if they're gonna be calls made, it has to be consistent. Like I've been saying, and I think this game was better officiating than the past games.
Really? I don't think so.
No,
you don't think so? I didn't think this game.
I didn't think the officiating was terrible. It was definitely it was more one-sided than the other.
Whose side?
Well, so Boss, I think so. Let me get the totals for you, right? Golden State
without the totals. Without the totals first. I don't want to give a buy. Yeah, before you give me the totals, how did you feel? What side?
I thought it was home. There was home cooking. There absolutely was home cooking tonight.
Yeah,
and it was noticeable. I don't think it was horrible, but like this is what's going to happen because we're going to see that in Golden State too. Because usually the last 3 games, like foul wise, like calls wise, have been pretty even, with a disparity of like 1 or 2.
Just a handful.
Tonight was a little bit more.
So
Golden State they fouled 21 times. Boston had 17.
Pretty even.
It's a little bit more. When we're used to a differential of 1 and it goes to 4, a little bit more. And like I said, it was a little bit more noticeable. But Boston also shot 19 free throws compared to Golden State's 15. So it's exactly how you think it would go. But again, yeah, exactly. But the problem was Boston didn't rebound tonight. Boston got killed on the boards, where Boston won the foul battle. They won the 3-point percentage battle. They got killed on the boards.
What's funny is, to me, just like Mike said, eye test, with me watching the game, I would have thought the game was pretty even as far as the rebounds, because there was a lot of offensive rebounds on the Boston Celtics side. They got a lot of offensive rebounds tonight from eye test. I don't know what the stats say. I didn't look at that.
Boston?
Yeah.
Boston had 11 offensive rebounds tonight. Golden State had 16.
And it felt like in the last 5 minutes, Andrew Wiggins had 5. Like, it just felt like
it literally was Andrew Wiggins with 15 rebounds, or 16 rebounds, I'm sorry, total. And then Draymond Green coming back into the game in the last 3 minutes, getting 2 in 1 possession.
Which was big.
Yeah, that was big.
Right.
That was big, but Jaylen Brown also got some late.
JB was doing his thing. The last couple,
Marcus Smart.
The last 2 games, Jaylen Brown has been hitting the boards consistently on the offensive side, and it's been really cool to see. Like I've been a hater for Jaylen Brown his whole career, right? But like he's playing great. He's playing great basketball, and like if Boston wins, he is going to be the Finals MVP. He deserves it.
If this trend keeps up, I would think Jaylen Brown would be the MVP.
It's really hard to not give it to him, but they got to win.
They got to win.
They got to win because that guy Steph.
That guy Steph doing some different stuff
right there.
Now.
He was averaging 32 points a game before tonight. He's about to be at 35.
That guy Steph
shooting like 50% from the 3 We lost out of the series.
And unlike the other games where they were playing drop coverage and we couldn't figure it out, like tonight, like I didn't
They
think
did a better job.
I didn't think Boston played bad defense on Steph tonight. I think Steph was just cooking them.
I think they did a better job of not switching a lot. Like when Tatum had the assignment, he did a great job staying there. Brown too. But when they did switch, Horford was doing a great job staying up top.
Mm-hmm.
So, and that's what I've been saying the whole series. I was like, if they switch on to Horford, he'll hold his own. Y'all are childish. I'm trying to remain professional and talk. But y'all are just, I'm in between y'all two, just like side-eyeing each other. It just works out perfect.
It's Mike. It's always Mike. It's always Mike.
For some behind baseball, inside baseball, we have a private chat that goes on the screen. And the second James started spooning himself some food in his mouth, Mike goes, "That pudding tastes good, huh?"
Correction. It's Italian icy. Good kind too. Lindy's.
We don't get paid for them.
Yeah, we don't. No free ads. No free ads unless they want to give us an ad.
And then, Linden's is an excellent brand.
Then the best.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, what was you? Oh, Steph. Oh, yeah. The oldest players with 40 points in the finals game, which is amazing because I don't even consider Steph to be old. But
isn't he like, what, 32?
34.
No. Yeah, I was about to say not 32. But
goddamn. And he's still 34. Cooking. And
I knew it was going to be an issue for the Boston Celtics tonight. When he wasn't getting his calls, he stopped complaining, and then every shot he did make, he was walking the baseline like.
That no call on Jason Tatum when he ran into Steph. That's
on the three.
That was atrocious.
That's a bad call. That's home cooking at its finest right there. And I was that was. And the thing is, if Steph missed that, he would have been and he was already mad. He was already mad, and he made it. If he would have missed that, they would have been pulling Steph away because he would have thrown his mouthpiece. Because what the possession beforehand, he also got fouled.
He got fouled. Yeah, he got fouled.
And they didn't call it again either. So it's like,
and I thought the play where it was ISO on Al Horford, that was a foul the whole possession.
Yeah,
when he had one-on-one again, ISO on Al Horford was just swiping in and grabbing and swiping and grabbing and
everything he can.
Just stay in front of him. He was just hand checking. That's all it was. It was just hand checking.
3 right in your face.
You did all of this. Doesn't matter.
He's unbelievable, man. He's unbelievable. He's doing one of those performances where it's like there's a legitimate argument that he wins Finals MVP if they lose too, depending on if this were to go 6 or 7. Do I think he would? No.
Jaylen Brown.
Do I think he would? No. But there's a legitimate argument.
I could see him being in the top 3. I could definitely see him being in the top 3.
Like finishing in second place.
Yeah.
I hate that they have this scale. I hate that they have this scale this year of who do you think is in the running for MVP. Just get rid of it and leave it up for debate. Like just locker room talk and just let them give the award out at the end of the playoffs because I don't like it. I don't know. I just don't like it.
What you don't want is for guys to then start to see that and then start trying to get the MVP instead of trying to win.
Yeah. Or it creates some type of other narrative where you feel like the person that they have rated for MVP is not doing what you don't feel the same. You don't feel the same as what the ratings show. And it could cause turmoil within at the wrong time. It could cause turmoil within your locker room as well.
Do you guys want to hear my take?
Oh, God.
That I think Jason Tatum feels some type of way. because he's not performing in the NBA Finals, and he sees JB getting a lot of love when they finally came to terms that Jason Tatum was the number one on the team.
And then we get to the finals, and now Jaylen Brown is
Now
back.
Jaylen Brown is the number one as the guy, and they're not doing. And and Tatum's shooting shitty percentages and has had a bad game or two. And every game that Tatum plays well in, besides the last game where they both put it together, they've sucked. So he feels some type of way, and the media is pushing this Kobe Bryant narrative, and he's got all these pictures of the 24 headband and the matching with Kobe and the Kobe text message, and he's not playing up to par.
I've hated that narrative.
It's a shitty narrative. I hate it.
I hate it too. But Rod's, it's the disciples. It's the disciples.
If my photoshopping skills were any good, Dylan, I would be doing the Last Supper with Kobe Bryant and all his disciples, all four of them. It'll be Tatum, it'll be Devin Booker, it'll be DeRozan, and
Kyrie
Irving.
Is it DeRozan? I thought it was Kyrie, Giannis.
Giannis.
Nah.
Giannis is one too?
He's worked
Giannis,
with Kobe.
Yeah.
DeRozan's worked with Kobe a ton too.
Oh, man. This Kobe tree runs deep.
Except Giannis does nothing even remotely close to Kobe Bryant.
I mean, he has that will to win.
Yeah, he had. Yeah, Kobe didn't have the "I'm going to run full speed in the paint and truck people" thing, but he does have a will to win that is undeniable. I will give that to Giannis. He has that will to win.
He's not the buddy guy.
He's not the buddy guy. But Giannis is also incredibly likable, and I hate that about him. I hate that about him.
I love the corny jokes in the post games.
or him trying Oreos for the first time in press conferences.
He has the little notepad. He has the little notepad, and he's telling you some corny jokes.
So I just tried these things called Oreos for the first time, and I'm just finding out that you could dip them in milk. So I brought some milk with me so we can try it here together.
Gotta love Giannis, man. Gotta love him.
Or like it's hard to hate him, and I think my hate for him is dead now because I watched him get beat up by the Celtics team. So now I have this. If Brooklyn was healthy, we would have smoked that team thing. But like whatever. But they got what they deserved because they were talking all that shit too. So. And, you guys had injuries? Damn, where was those excuses when you faced us? Blah, blah, blah. So I think I can like Giannis now. So I look forward to liking Giannis again. Except for when I play him. Then it's fuck him, he stinks.
My favorite was the bad refereeing game when he goes, how much is it if I talk about the rest? Oh, I'm not going to. I need to spend money on formula. Like, how can you hate that guy?
Because he runs. If you had to deal with a whole 7-game series of this guy, Mike, you would be hating him too. It's hard to acknowledge. Like, he's great, right? He's a great player. But it's so hard to sit there and be like, he's good when he's just bowling people over, offensive fouling every single time he gets into the paint. It's not even like it's Shaq, where Shaq is just backing you down and just being a dominant force that way. Giannis is literally running at you. He's not getting what he's looking like, goes back to the 3-point line, and then runs at you again.
He'll figure it out. LeBron did.
He will. He absolutely will. And that's never been my knock on him because he has this crazy work ethic about him that makes me believe he will figure that out.
Yeah, LeBron's the same thing.
Where I wish Ben Simmons had that same type of work ethic.
LeBron did the same thing. He didn't have any boogies. Mike knows I say he doesn't have any boogies. And he stood because he didn't have a great shot, even though his shot isn't the greatest, but it's improved impeccably since
way better now.
Miami
so
days.
Much better.
But his go-to was, I'm gonna try to bulldoze over you. If it doesn't work, I'm just gonna come back to the 3-point line, reset, and I'm gonna do the same thing. And I'm gonna come back, reset, and then I might settle for a 3. That's how LeBron's doing it. That's just like
the thing is, we saw LeBron evolve, right? Yeah. We saw Giannis in the regular season evolve, incorporate that midi, but then revert back to that.
Yeah.
So to me, I thought I saw him regress, and it's tough because I would like to see him get to spots and be able to hit those jump shots.
I just think it was because of the playoffs, and you gotta go with what you think.
You gotta go with what you know.
There's a trust there now.
And that's where it's like, I think after this like off season, he gets to work, and maybe next year when we get into another playoff run, we get some more of those like fadeaway jumpers in the post, and he trusts himself in the post a little bit more to like work, do some footwork drills because he's got the length. You could be fucking 10 feet away from the basket, one spin, your arms are right there already. So I would love to see some work. But man, speaking of Steph, or speaking of Giannis, right? We saw this Celtics defense, and I'm going to give major shout out to Ime Udoka again, even in a loss. We're seeing this great Celtics defense like play really, really well on literally everybody that they've run into, except for Steph Curry. Steph Curry is abusing this defense unlike anything I've ever seen before. This is easily the best playoff performance of Steph's career, hands down.
He has no choice because
he has no help right now. Wiggins is doing Wiggins things. Clay is slowly getting into his rhythm, right? Because game 1 and 2 he was not very good. Game 3 he started kind of clicking and hitting more jump shots. And then tonight, even though he had 11, yeah, he had 18 tonight, 7 for 17, 4 from 10. Hit a lot of timely shots, and 18 is still more than we've been getting from Clay in this series. It's still not like, hey, this is Clay that's going to give me 25 a night. And we are about to be inching closer and closer to the inevitable of Game 6.
Go ahead.
And I'm really excited to see how that goes because it seems like he's kind of heating up at the right time.
He's getting closer.
To when we get to Game 6, it could be one of those supernova games. But when you have a guy like Steph Curry who could just go out there and just fuck everybody up. Remember the narrative going into the series was like, yeah, there's not a better defender on Steph Curry than Marcus Smart.
Yeah, ain't nobody saying that no more.
These Celtics fans on Twitter were just like, yo, wouldn't it be crazy if Boston had this really elite perimeter defender to guard Steph Curry? And it would be crazy to watch that happen, right? And then they're like, yeah, and he's getting fucking cooked. Everybody who's in front of Steph Curry is getting cooked.
So when it comes to the Marcus Smart one-on-one defense, it's never really one-on-one though, if I'm being honest though. There's a bunch of screens and yeah, he's not getting that.
The problem with me is this is my problem with the switch in general. If you're the best defender on the floor and your assignment is Steph Curry, why are you switching?
But he's not switching on purpose though.
But a lot of the times they are.
But he's not taking the switch. It's really he's not taking it in the sense of like, all right, I got him. They send the screen. Let me just go with the screen. It's like if I don't go with the screen, it's a drop pass because they're covering Steph. They're not letting Steph go. Like if the screen comes, they're hedging me, and if I don't stay with the screen on the hedge, they're gonna leave the screen open and he's drop passing.
There's no way you're switching off of a Gary Payton screen at 5 feet outside of the 3-point line and letting Al Horford do the rest.
But Al Horford is a good Al
Horford's a good perimeter defender, but he's not Marcus Smart. And it's not like Gary Payton is a masterclass at setting screens.
But we saw plays this game, when he would come set the screen and then drop, and we saw Wiggins drop pass and he had an wide open dunk.
I understand, but there's ways you could go about it and to keep your matchup. There's not, to me, for the whole playoffs, and then I'll even go back to the last time the Knicks and Nets played, right? These guys, a lot of the screens that are happening in this game, it's just like a tap screen to just a switch, and there was a ton of those tonight. Those are the ones that I'm mad at. Because I'm not going to sit here and say every screen is that. I'm not going to say that because that'll be wrong of me and irresponsible of me as somebody who loves the game of basketball the way that I love the game to say that every screen is a hard screen or every screen is just a love tap and they move. But when you have those love tap screens and you're just actively switching off, that's bullshit to me. That's a bullshit possession. And you're not giving the effort that you need. I don't care if Tatum and Brown and Grant are 3 really good perimeter defenders. You're the defensive player of the year. You are the guy who is saying if your name's not Gary Payton, you don't win the defensive player of the year trophy as a guard. You were the first perimeter player, like guard, to win the award since the 90s. Step up. Don't let those bullshit screens take you off and be there. And I'm not saying you're going to be able to stop Steph because no matter how good of a defender you are, nobody's going to stop you from getting your numbers.
Some of them shots that Steph made,
they're just going to go in.
It didn't matter who was guarding him.
It doesn't matter, right? You're going to get what you're going to get. But your job is to make life harder. And it's very, very hard. His name is Wardell. It's very, very hard for me to sit here and be like, his life can be made a lot harder the way he's being defended. Because I saw them do the same thing to Kevin Durant, where you're just blitzing him and forcing him to make a decision. Steph gets careless with the ball, too. It's not like we don't have a history of that. We saw that in the third quarter where he literally is running off of the double team and just does this behind the back hook pass straight to Jaylen Brown.
I thought the game was already. I thought it was taking a turning point. I thought that was going to be it. I thought it was going to take off because the Celtics have this thing where the momentum picks up and then they're up 15.
The second they get momentum and they're running, it's over. It's over. But Steph gets crazy with the ball sometimes. You could force that shit. And I'm not saying KD does move like Steph, but you can make Steph's life hard. And that's the name of the game. And especially when the guys aren't shooting hot. When Clay is finally picking up, but Draymond's not shooting great at all. And he's been getting open looks all fucking series, and he's just not going to hit him. It is what it is. Otto Porter, up until last game,
I would say
was great.
I didn't think he played bad last game. He didn't play good tonight.
He didn't play good tonight, Otto Porter. But jump shot wise, the last 2 games he hasn't really been great. Gary Payton, he could shoot.
Last game, Otto Porter was actually kind of on, or he was just saving them actually.
Yeah.
Timely shots.
You got to make sure everybody else is beating you but Steph.
That's hard to do.
It's hard to do.
Yeah, it's just hard to do.
Like we said, Clay can go off at any moment.
But not only that, though, it's just hard
Clay
to
can beat you.
Not even the supporting cast. It's just hard to make the other guys beat you and not have Steph go off. It's just hard to do that. So it's just he's gonna
do what he does.
Even if you so-called hold off a little bit, he's still gonna score 25. Yeah.
The problem is you got to get him 25 on 30% and not 25 on fucking 50. Because he literally shot over 50% from the field and then 50% for 3 tonight.
Not gonna beat him.
You're not gonna beat him if he's shooting that. You
can call it a night, and then he's still getting to the free throw line where he never misses. Yeah, you can call it.
He hasn't been great at the free throw line this postseason, though. He's shooting 85% from the free throw line. That's stupid, which is Steph.
Horrible for Steph. Anybody else, we're like, he's doing a great job at the free throw line. 85% for Steph, we're like, ugh, homies.
Anybody else, we're like, okay, great. And it was like, yeah, that's great. Go ahead. We're safe with that. With Steph, you're like, ooh, if it's not high 90s, I don't know if I want it.
And it depends on where those misses come.
Well, I haven't seen Steph miss a clutch free throw yet, though. I haven't seen that. Because one thing Steph's going to do, Steph's going to put that dagger in your heart with them clutch free throws.
And then he's going to shimmy in your face.
Put
if any
that post up.
So if you ask
is
me, I don't think so. I would love for Tatum to have that game, but I feel like Tatum is trying too hard. And you're trying too hard to force the game as opposed to letting the game come to you, you're not going to get that. Where Jaylen Brown is letting the game come to him, and he's taking what's given, where Tatum is forcing a lot.
Mm.
So I don't think he's going to have that game. I think him being asked, because he got asked this too, I think before the game, where he's like, "Oh, how does it feel not having like that game yet?" And he's like, "Oh, there's still more to come," or whatever the hell to say. You can't kind of put that out there because that means you're gunning for it, and usually when you gun for shit, bad shit happens. Learned that the hard way myself.
Is he putting too much pressure on him? Like we were saying earlier, with all this Kobe stuff, regardless of who's putting the narrative out there, he's aware of it. He's aware of all this Kobe talk, and is he trying too hard?
I think he'll be all right. He might have that game next game.
Yeah, we still don't know. The inevitable Jaylen Brown like individual performance and the inevitable Jason Tatum individual performance hasn't really happened yet.
I feel like we got the Jaylen Brown one last game.
Did we? He got 24.
But he dominated the first half.
Yeah, but again, he had 24 total. I'm talking about that inevitable Jaylen Brown like 35-40.
I don't think you're not. Besides Steph, you're not getting anybody else to do 40. You're not getting that.
I mean, those are two guys who can though, and we've seen it almost every series. But if we can't have that, then that moves to right here. If you don't have that game, then it's a wrap.
Yeah.
I need to I need to see how this game 5 rolls out, because neither team has lost after or has lost back-to-back games. They're undefeated coming off of losses.
Yeah, so which means next game is going to be very interesting.
This is the pivotal point of the series. Like it's cliche. Like, yeah, whoever wins game 5, like that's a big deal. But when you don't lose off of back-to-backs and you're going home after you just lost, or after you just won you stole home court back, you have momentum, you're going back to the Bay. If they go in, they win, and Golden State wins game 5, I don't know if they don't win game 6.
I think that the Celtics go back, right? I think the Celtics go back to the Bay and still game 5.
I think that too, but then there's a part of me that's like, I don't know, because it's got to happen. I think at one point in this playoff, something that doesn't happen has to happen, and that losing back-to-back can finally happen in this series for one of them.
I think it absolutely can happen. I think it's inevitable that it will happen in this series. That one of these teams' crazy streak is going to end, and that is, I mean, it's a little early. I don't know if we're segueing, but I'm picking Golden State in game 5. I am under the impression that they are going to do this because I think that they're going to win game 5, Boston's going to win game 6, and Golden State's going to win game 7.
Stamped, huh?
Yep, stamped it. Golden State is going to win game 5. I don't have my Too Short song, but it's okay. But I think Golden State, I think this is the game where Boston loses back-to-back, only because Golden State is tough to beat. And Golden State, it's hard to beat them.
Golden State has to take back home court.
They lost already.
And Golden State has to win this game. Golden State has, because I don't think Golden State can lose game 5 and come back to that Boston Garden and not get ran off the floor. I do think Boston can lose game 5 and win game 6. I don't think Golden State can.
Even though they just won tonight to tie the series back up, this also seems like it's another one of those games where Golden State's back's against the wall because they cannot afford to lose at home again.
They cannot.
They cannot. But if you go into Golden State and you lose at home again, the complexion of the series gets changed. And now you just gave home court advantage back to Boston.
Mm-hmm. If Golden State loses the next game, I'm going to come on here and I'm going to say it's probably over.
But I like the idea of Golden State feeling like their back's against the wall. Like this is like that 2016 playoff series or the final series where it's like, hey, these teams are going to go blow for blow. Mm-hmm. And both these teams are going to have their backs against the wall at some point, and who's going to respond? And it looks like Steph is going to be the one who continuously does it. And that's where it's like, I'm going to roll right here. Golden State has been here before. They know what the fuck they're doing. They have championship DNA, and this is where we're going to see Steve Kerr be a good coach because Draymond cannot be playing as many minutes as he plays. He is too much of a liability on the offensive side of the ball, and defensively he can't play with the bigs. Time Lord kills him on rebounds, and it's just quicker than him.
Great job. Looney did a great job tonight.
Looney's had a great playoff.
He's definitely had a great finals. He's definitely had a great finals.
Looney's one of those guys where if we had that hypothetical all playoff team, he has an argument for being on like second team, like all playoff team for centers. Because he's played so well in the last two series.
I'd have to think about it. I don't think so.
That Dallas series, he was great. The series in, was it Utah?
Denver?
Denver. Oh, Utah. No, yeah, it was Denver. Yeah,
Denver. It would have to be Denver because it was
no,
Denver.
Memphis. He was awesome in Memphis. Looney had a great playoff
when Steven Adams came back, Steven Adams was wrecking shop.
He played great. He's one of those guys where it's like you have an argument to put him there.
I'm not saying he's not playing well because he's been playing well. Like I said, he's having a good finals.
Let me preface this by saying I don't think he's a world beater. Right? I don't think Kevon Looney's this awesome fucking center. Right? But for what he is and the performances that he's been putting on, he's been awesome. For what he is. Absolutely. And he's played great.
What they asked him to do. I just don't know.
For what they need him to do, he's doing a great job.
Above Joel and above, Bam had a horrible conference finals.
Bam was terrible.
He was terrible in the conference finals.
Bam was terrible.
But he surely tore Philly up, and he surely tore Atlanta up. So
that's what I'm saying.
Bam,
he could be in a conversation for that.
Yeah.
Because I think Bam's horrible showing in the conference final is enough to explain. Oh, maybe we can move him out of there. Because for me, Joel is no doubt like all playoff first team, just for him willing that team into that spot they were in.
So you think they move? You think they shop out Bam to get Joel?
If Philly did that, their fan base would destroy the Comcast arena. They would go and they would set that thing ablaze because you just took the process and you sent them to South Beach.
Mm-hmm.
Their whole persona is the process. Is Joel Embiid. Like, go find me a Philly athlete more loved than Joel Embiid right now. There's not one.
Allen Iverson.
No, I'm talking about active athlete. Active athlete, there's not one.
Matisse Thybulle.
You think Matisse Thybulle is as loved as Joel?
Don't listen to him.
Stop it. But Flo's got a great point here. He's got a great point here.
Joe won't make weight.
I don't know how. I think he would embrace the Heat culture. I think he'd be the perfect person to play with Jimmy Butler because
If
they've
you
already
put
know each other and they respect each other.
if you took Bam off Miami and put Joel Embiid there, you will hand Miami the championship.
Oh, here we go. Here we go.
Oh God.
Let it begin.
Not only
Let
not
our
only do I
Miami
think that
correspondent.
yeah, not only do I think that Bam has a weight issue for the culture of the Miami team. I just think that his style of play wouldn't match because I don't think that he'll run the court. I think they need a big that runs the floor a little bit too with Bam and Joel Embiid. His pace. Dylan knows what I talk about when it comes to pace. His pace is very slow compared to what they're looking for. You know, I just don't think that it'll
That's
work.
where I think great coaching comes in and you make it work. And if we know anything, Spo's a great coach.
True, but I think that the way they play, even the why they need to be in shape is because they run. They don't run all game, but they do run. And Joel Embiid does not run at all.
You can get a backup center to do that because Kyle Lowry don't play at that pace, and that was a problem.
But he hasn't played all season. He hasn't played all season.
Kyle,
that's a little bit of
Kyle
difference.
and Joel is nasty.
No, but he hasn't played all season though. But that's the difference. Had we got a full dosage of Kyle Lowry this season and him in shape, we would have saw him run the floor a little bit more because he ran the floor when he was in Toronto on defense and offense.
Is a good player? Is that what you're saying?
No, I'm talking about his style of play.
I'd be surprised if Kyle Lowry's on the Heat next year.
You'll be surprised. He'll be there.
I feel like they're trying to be there.
I think he'll be there only because they didn't get a full sample size of him. And he's a champion.
If there's a way you can move
He's a
Kyle Lowry,
he's a what?
He's a champion.
Oh, Kyle Lowry's a champion. I just want to make sure.
No shit.
Is James a Kyle Lowry hater?
Yes.
I am not a big fan of Kyle Lowry, but he is a champion.
Yes.
Isn't Kyle Lowry also like 38 years old?
He's old.
I don't know.
He's old. Kyle's old. That means ain't got much oil left in him.
As much as I have on my gripes about Kyle Lowry, I don't agree with the things that's being said. Honestly, I think he will be back next year. Right? No, he's not a great player. You're stretching these words. He was never a great player.
He had a great playoff run in 2019.
Great playoff run versus a great player are two completely different things.
That man is a Hall of Fame.
He was always a very good player.
He was always a very good player. He was always a good player, yes.
He was never great.
He was never great, Michael.
He had a great run.
You're such a hater, James. That is world.
Is he a Hall of Famer? Is he a Hall of Famer?
World champion Kyle Lowry.
Is he a Hall of Famer?
He's borderline.
Borderline.
They let everybody else. They let everybody else play.
Borderline of what?
The greatest Raptor ever was an assassin that played there for a year and left the very next year.
No, it is not.
The guy that will have a statue outside of that arena.
No,
the fucking cyborg, Kawhi Leonard.
Is Vince Carter.
Vince Carter is the greatest Raptor ever. And Kyle Lowry is second.
Nope.
Kyle Lowry is second.
Nope. I won't have it.
What do you mean you won't?
We will not have it.
I will not have it. I will not have it.
He was there for literally 10 seconds.
And he won.
So?
Yeah, he changed that. He changed that country's whole life.
He literally changed everything about Toronto.
Make him the greatest Raptor ever. There's no basketball in Toronto without Vince Carter. What are you talking about?
Yeah, I agree.
Without Vince Carter.
And then Toronto just turns into Siberia if Kawhi doesn't fucking win that ring.
I agree, Flo Ashua. I agree. DeRozan may be the second best Toronto Raptor.
Over Kyle?
Second,
you put him over Kyle?
Over Kyle. Yes, over Kyle.
The second best Toronto Raptor ever got traded for the first best Toronto Raptor ever.
Oh.
He definitely did.
The second he left, they got good.
Mm-hmm. So
The only reason that
it's
they
not
didn't have a chip is because there's this guy called LeBron James. Oh,
Chris Bosh.
yo, this
Ah.
Vince Carter hate is unbelievable. Like, I don't understand what's going on here.
I mean, here's the thing: the Vince Carter hate spawns from Toronto, who hated Vince Carter for fucking 15 years.
Yeah.
Because he left to go to your team.
They hated him when he went to go graduate and came back and
They
lost the
literally
game.
hated him when he came and missed that game winner.
Yeah.
Because they said he shouldn't have went to his
He
graduation.
was there for a good amount of seasons after that.
And then he got traded. Well, he also, like I said, we had this talk at the barbershop. He went from averaging like 25, like 7-3 to 18, 2-2. And then he gets traded to New Jersey. And then he's like, oh, I can score 24 and get 8 rebounds a game again. So like Toronto hated him. So it's like you now they'll recognize
somebody's throwing shots at you, Dylan.
T-Mac was better. Not as a Raptor.
It's a lot of extra right now, Wayne. It's a lot.
Toronto didn't hate Vince.
They did.
They literally booed him for a decade.
They did.
Every time he went to that arena. Stop it. Stop it.
They did.
They literally stopped hating him when he went on his retirement tour. In that last like 2-year stretch where he was on Atlanta.
And
Bosh did do stuff in Toronto. Honestly, he was an all-star and on a team
that's his accomplishment.
Bosh was great, but I wouldn't be able to put him in that top 5 list because he wasn't there long enough.
Yeah, I mean, what do you mean, James? That's his accomplishment with Toronto.
DeRozan did way more than Bosh did.
Way more. Runs. Like,
I will give.
I'm not saying Chris Bosh wasn't good when he got, when he was there and when he went to the Heat, but as a Toronto Raptor, that's not the majority of his career. That's a small sample size for Chris Bosh.
No, I didn't say he was 1, 2, or 3. Who said that? That was this comment. That was that comment. I didn't say he was 1, 2, or 3, but Bosh did his thing. He was an all-star when he was in Toronto, and Toronto was Siberia at that time. They were
Toronto
nobody.
was Siberia at that time.
They had no one.
When Bosh was there, it was Siberia.
Yeah, and he was an all-star.
But my point is, that's his accomplishment with Toronto is he was an all-star. That's it. That's it.
Well, he had a couple
that doesn't make you the greatest Raptor ever.
Nah, I didn't say that.
All right, you're just one of our legends. That's what you are. You're just one of our all-time legends. That's it.
It goes Kawhi, then Vince.
It goes Vince, DeMar, Kyle. We could flip it. We could
Vince because he literally brought basketball to Toronto, and you have guys like fucking all these Canadian dudes, Andrew Wiggins, fucking Corey Joseph, Tristan Thompson, fucking RJ Barrett. You get a whole culture of basketball.
If you're gonna because of Vince, bring basketball to Toronto, you got to throw Stoudemire in there, Mighty Mouse.
Damon. He wasn't Vince though.
Yeah, not on the impact that Vince had.
And nowhere near the impact that Vince had. But when Vince left, there's a whole generation of kids from Toronto who were like, man, what the fuck is basketball?
Mm-hmm.
And then Kawhi Leonard happens and they created lifelong fans because he won a chip to Siberia.
They were fans before Kawhi got there, Dylan. I don't know if you know this, but they were fans.
Hey,
Drake has been annoying on the sidelines for years before.
He does that everywhere, Michael. Drake literally does that everywhere.
Like, Jurassic Park was a thing before Kawhi got there. It's just that they didn't win because of that guy from Cleveland named LeBron James.
I mean, I've also seen Toronto get packed up in the first and second round a ton. A ton. And that's by us with old-ass Paul Pierce, KG, Darren Williams, Joe Johnson. I saw him get packed up by John Wall and Paul Pierce.
That's a good one. But I can't listen to comments from a Miami Laker fan. I can't. Can't. You got to stop the banter. There's nothing you can say to me, buddy.
And yeah, Mike, this is for you. Drake's out there courtside every game wearing whatever fucking number he wants.
Well, right now it's J. Cole. Right now, J. Cole is the best player ever for him.
Well, yeah, J. Cole averaging 2 points, 1 rebound, 1 assist.
He's out there with the pom poms for my man Cole.
J. Cole did leave that team. He's going on tour. So he does that thing he does where it's like, all right, I'm leaving. Thanks for letting me play.
Thanks for letting me get in shape, guys.
Thanks for letting me do this. I'm gonna go be a rapper again.
Just want to shave some weight off. Just want to cut down a little bit.
Yeah,
make sure I'm in shape for this tour. I got to run around. I got a lot of.
You're welcome for all the ticket sales.
Yeah, he just helped Drake shed some light on his league. That's all it was. Just homeboys helping each other out.
It's still wild to see J. Cole getting checked into a game playing his own song as he checks into the game. That's still like that's awesome.
That's GOAT
next level shit
right there. That's GOAT level stuff right there.
Next level shit.
Hey.
I'm here for all that.
Y'all picking a game for Game 5 because I stamped mine.
You know what? I'll pick Golden State.
Celtics.
Are you
gonna
stamp it though?
Yeah, let's stamp it. Give me Golden State. As much as I think the not losing after a loss thing is like a very real stat, like I do think it has to end. And I think if there's anybody who can end it, it's over here in the Bay with fucking E40 courtside next to Short, just yelling at people to get them hyped. But no, I think Steph's having the greatest run in the playoffs of his career, and I think this 40-point game kind of like is a little demoralizing. But I think they have momentum.
Well, just like French is saying right here, me and him both called how this was gonna play out. I said that the Celtics was gonna steal a game in the Bay early on in the series, and I said that the Warriors were gonna steal one game in Boston, and Celtics are gonna win in 6. And this is exactly how it's going. They stole the first game, lost the second, won the third, lost the fourth, going into Game 5. I think they're gonna steal Game 5 in the Bay and then come back home and win a very, very close game in Boston, and that's going to be the series. So
yeah, I pick Warriors in 6. So in order for my prediction to be right, they actually have to win.
Yeah, they got to win.
They have to win.
Yeah. So I think that's it, man. I think that.
So if I want to keep my my streak of being right since Brooklyn left, I need to keep this going.
Yeah.
So I'm stamping Golden State for you also, James?
Stamp it, man. Boston.
Okay. Wait, so I'm stamping Boston?
Yeah, he said Boston's winning because he picked Boston in 6.
Boston.
Oh, okay.
Boston Game 5, Boston Game 6. Back-to-back wins in this playoffs.
Shit. Okay. Well, do we want to argue about anything else? The audience seems to be very, very in tune with us right now.
Yeah, hell yeah, this is fun.
Wow, those are some unrealistic stats right there.
I'll say, well, you open the door and this is what you get. Open it.
Hey, I'm with it. I'm ready to.
I mean, I'm all right if that happens, but
Wiggins.
I don't think Wiggins is getting 40.
Wiggins dropping
definitely
40
not dropping.
And he's been playing great. He's been playing great, but I'm not fucking 40. You could swap Wiggins with Steph's total.
And I'm very interested in what Clay is gonna drop this Game 6 that Flo is calling Game 6 Clay. 45 points. 45. Clay hasn't. When's the last time Clay scored 30? Was that the opening night?
No, he had 30 against Memphis.
Game 6 last series as well.
Yeah, he dropped 30 on Memphis' head. Game 6, Clay came to play.
So
I mean, I don't think we're going to get Game 6 Clay. I think we might get Game 5 Clay though. I think Clay goes off.
Yeah, I think Clay gives us like 25 next game. That'd be nice to see because he's shooting himself into shape, into like putting those numbers up.
And he's figured. I don't want to say he's figuring Boston. Like he's figuring out the defense and how he can get his shot.
Yes,
like, I don't
he's
think
getting to his spots much better.
Yes, he's just getting to his spots. He's just missing.
And
right
he's
now,
comfortable. He's comfortable pulling.
Yeah,
that's one thing I noticed early on in the series. He wasn't too comfortable just kind of pulling, and you could see it in his shot, where a lot of his shots tonight were a little like flatter, like not as much arc, and they were going in. Where he's usually shooting with more of an arc on his shot than he has. So it's cool to see that he's adjusting mid-game because it's noticeable.
Yeah.
Especially on that 3 in the fourth quarter that was super timely in that middle of that run that Steph got him, and he just like, whoop, straight line. That's a Ray Allen level shot where it was just like line drive, no arc at all.
Bang. Shout out to Mike Breen too. Feels good to have him. No disrespect to what you call it, but feels good to have Mike Breen back, giving me these calls, giving me that bang for the big shots. He was fired up tonight too.
Yeah,
he was definitely on.
Shout out to the Boston Celtics crowd for being them,
being obnoxious Boston fans. Yes,
because when you say what you want about Boston, right? They fucking suck, right? But as an arena for the finals environment, it doesn't get much better than that. It really doesn't. That's the type of environment you want. You want hostile. You want to feel the hate in the air. And I guarantee you that they played that Draymond Green clip. They played that Draymond Green clip of him saying, "Oh, fuck Draymond Green. Fuck you too," on the big screen.
Flo, I wanted to say Madison Square Garden, but I felt like Dylan was going to give Knicks another their shot.
I wouldn't do that because whether you're a Knicks fan or not, the Knicks are the same way. That's an atmosphere you want. The New York Knicks atmosphere, the Boston Celtics atmosphere, the Los Angeles Lakers atmosphere, the Philadelphia 76ers atmosphere.
Philly
like any of those old school.
Milwaukee is actually low key.
It has gotten really good because their fans are super invested in them now, right? As opposed to years past. But it seems like all like the old school teams have the best home court like advantages. So it's one of those things. Like absolutely, the Knicks have that as well.
Well, Wayne is coming at you like that.
Things happen.
Yeah. Watch that, brother.
Things happen, man. Things happen.
Let's put this back up. Giving me that bang.
I appreciate good sports commentary from the GOAT. Well, he's not the GOAT commentator, but one of the best. I disagree.
I don't think Miami's got a great one anymore. Miami's fans are real quick to leave. Real quick to leave.
They're front runners. Miami has front running fans. If Miami's good,
front running fans,
they'll come show up in the second quarter and they'll be yelling and screaming until the team's losing, and then they lose. Then they leave.
They're real quick to leave. I've seen it too many times.
But that second and third quarter, oh yeah, they invested though. That second and third quarter, if Miami's good, what is it called?
I'll never forget. I'll never forget when they're wheeling out the finals trophy, And then they have to push it back after Miami fans have all left the building and they're all trying to get back in because they decide to fucking leave. That will never leave my brain. Like, that's an image I'll never forget.
That is a stain on that fan base forever.
Man.
Excuses.
Frenchie, you got to go somewhere with this phantom fan, Miami fan love you got. I'm gonna air out your dirty laundry one day, man. I'm gonna do it. I can't take it.
Yeah, that's wild.
So shout out to this baseball game on ESPN that just ended.
Oh, the college?
Yeah.
Who won that?
Texas A&M.
What inning were they in?
It went extras. I don't know what inning. It's not showing the inning, but it went extras.
I was surprised that the Sooners won the women.
That Sooners team is good.
Yeah, but they were losing the other day.
That Sooners team, I was watching. I mean, it seems like every time I go to the gym, they were playing. So I was watching them go, and I'm like, yo, this team is nasty.
They have 2 30 home run hitters on their team, which is unheard of for women.
I mean, they also play on fields that are 200 feet.
But that pitcher, the backup pitcher on their team, she brought them back into that game. They were losing.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. The thing about softball bothers me so much because it's a slight, bro. 200 feet is the deepest part of the field. That's tough. But, I mean, hey, it is what it is. Those girls can play. I will not discredit them at all. Those girls can fucking play.
Because I wouldn't want to try to stand there and try to hit that fastball coming down the pipe.
I would.
You think you get a home run? Think you get a home run off them girls?
Yes, I do.
Yeah,
I do.
You think it's impossible? You think it's impossible?
Not impossible. I think it's really hard.
No, I'm not saying it's not hard, but like, I do that shit. I do that shit. Ask me to hit off of one of these dudes throwing 97, and I'm like, all right, I'm not doing that. I'll tell you right now, I'm not doing
he's Dominican. That. He's Dominican.
I'm Puerto Rican and Dominican, bro. I'm Puerto Rican and Dominican, and I coach this shit. Like, I coach hitting.
Yeah, Dylan's not backing down from nothing.
No, I coach hitting. Like,
see, Wayne know what's up.
Yeah, no. Again, I'm not taking anything away from these girls, man. They're talented as all hell. All hell. Phenomenal athletes. I'm not sitting here saying I would take every single pitch yard. Absolutely. I'd be fucking lying to myself if that's what happened, because I guess
I'm making some blood. Home run.
I'm not going to sit here and say I'm going to hit a home run every single time. But I'll hit one. I think I can take a couple of them things deep. Pause. Very pause.
Aren't you getting married, man?
All right.
Yeah, let's end it.
This live pod.
This has gone off the rails.
Gone too far.
I gotta watch myself against y'all.
Oh my gosh, guys. Is it that late? It's that late. Wow.
It's late. It's late.
Oh my god. Flo, you another one. That Jasmine family, man. They some bandwagons. That French and that Flo are some bandwagons.
I thought Josh was a Jets fan.
Wow,
He is.
he is, isn't he?
Yeah, I thought Josh
Huh.
was a Jets fan.
Oh well,
He
he
can't
claimed
be-
the Giants.
You can't be doing this. You
He
can't be doing
claims
this.
the Giants.
You can't be doing that.
He claims the Giants, and ever since he became a Giants fan,
no. You can't do
and ever
this. This is not something you can do.
ever since he became a Giants fan, the Giants have been cursed and haven't won a damn thing.
I'm
Look,
sorry,
he's a
bro. You
Knicks,
cannot be a
he's a Knicks fan, a Brooklyn fan, a Jets fan, a Giants fan, a Yankees fan. I don't even know if
He
he's
ain't
a
no
Mets
Brooklyn
fan.
fan. He be hating us too much to be a Brooklyn fan.
Shit.
We're the only team that plays in New York that he doesn't claim besides Buffalo.
I think he I think until prior years, these recent years of him being a diehard Knicks fan, because he's always been a diehard Knicks fan, but these recent years he's like jumped off the cliff for Knicks. But he used to wear a Brooklyn Nets hat.
I remember those. I remember that.
Yeah, he used to wear those hats. Nah.
But you can't
Listen,
do that.
I've seen the picture.
You can't do both teams. You gotta pick one.
You cannot be both.
Mike, you
can't
fucking
rock
do
both
this
teams.
shit
Mike,
too, though.
shut your ass up, Mike.
Do shit.
Shut the hell
No,
up, Mike.
no, you don't have a horse's
Absolutely
race. You
not.
do this dumb
I
shit
am
too.
Titans, Giants
I do
fan.
not.
Shut
Do they play?
up,
Do they play in the same city?
Mike.
No.
You got
You
two
can't
in the
have
same
more than one
conference.
team.
No. The
Y'all
Titans
are
are my
crazy,
team.
bro.
One team per
The Titans
sport.
are my team.
What, yo, I
The
don't
Titans are
understand
my
this
team.
shit. How do you,
The Titans are my
bro?
team. The Titans are my team. I don't know how else to say it. The Titans are.
You are
my
a
team.
I know my
honorary
rules.
Giants fan, huh?
Rules stink,
I-
Josh.
I have no problem with the Giants. I have no problem, and I like the Giants more than I like the Jets. I do not like the Jets.
I don't have a problem with the Giants winning. I sound like you're a fan.
Yeah, in
fan
case
would
you
be
didn't
rude,
know, Mike is a Titans fan who also likes the Giants.
I am a Titans fan. I like the Giants. That's fine, but I'm not a fan of the Giants. If the Giants lose, I laugh. It is funny. But if the Giants get to the playoffs, sure. I'm gonna be like, hey, go ahead,
Wow.
guys, get it for New York.
You can't do that. You can't do that.
You can't.
You can't do that. You can't
You
claim
pick-
New York sports for everything, and then you root for a Tennessee team, and then here you are, popping up to the Giants'
And
fucking Super Bowl parade, like, "Hey
And
guys,
I
we
don't-
did it!
And I don't root for the Jets.
Hey guys, we did it! We
And I
sure
don't
beat
root
that
for the Jets.
Patriots team.
Right?
Good job, high fiving
they-
motherfuckers!" It's like,
They
yeah.
beat the Patriots for America. That's what they did. They beat the Patriots for America.
You didn't say they though. You said we.
Yeah.
You were walking around like, we did
You
it.
were- yes,
we did
you
it.
were on my phone celebrating when they won.
Yes,
Celebrating.
I was very happy that they beat. Yes, I was very happy that they beat the Patriots. Yes,
Uh-huh.
yes,
Uh-huh.
no denying.
Yeah,
I was very
sure.
happy. Both times. Yeah, I was
And
very happy.
then that means you shut your ass up when you're trying to talk about Flo having two teams, and you have two teams.
But again, I'm a Titans fan.
Yeah.
Again,
And he's a Jets fan
Mhm.
and a Giants
he's
fan.
a Jets, Giants. You can't root for multiple teams in the same city. Like I said, I don't root for the Jets.
Yeah.
He
I don't-
reps
I could care less
all
about
New
the
York
Jets.
teams, and that's crazy.
That's very crazy.
It's crazy.
But well, he can do whatever he wants.
I'm a New York
code of
fan.
ethics.
I'm a New York fan. Shut your ass up.
I don't want to hear about code of ethics when you are a Giants fan and a Red Sox fan. There's no world where you can root for a New York team and a Boston team. There's no world where that exists.
That's
mean,
wrong.
There's no
I'm a
world
New York-
where that exists.
I'm a New
You're
York
a
Knicks fan, and I was
fraud, too.
a
You're a
Patriots
fraud, too.
fan.
wrong for
fraud.
that.
I'm not a fraud.
Fraud.
I'm not a
Wrong
fraud
for that.
because I'm not a fraud because Mike can attest to it because I didn't watch football until I walked into the a game of my mom watching fucking Vinatieri kicking a fucking field goal and the Patriots winning. Then that's the scheme of my football fandom. That's when I'm introduced to football. I don't watch it.
I'm just saying you're wrong for it.
Hey,
That's all I'm saying. You're wrong for it.
hey, that's when I was introduced to it. I didn't watch football at all. See, he came into liking watching baseball later in life. That was the
Because the
same thing.
fucking Red Sox were good.
I didn't watch football until I was like 13. I didn't watch NFL.
Yeah, so you don't have the humbling beginnings of a mid '90s Patriot
Bledsoe.
fan.
But I'm glad you feel that way because that's how I became a Devils fan. When I started watching hockey, the Rangers were trash. The Devils were good.
The Rangers were never
And
trash.
I'm loyal.
What do you mean the Rangers were never trash?
Rangers were never
What?
trash.
What are you talking about? The Rangers haven't won a
never-
cup since '94.
They were never trash in my eyes. They
And
were
they-
never trash.
They were never trash in your eyes. They were trash last night. I know that. They was trash last night.
I
Mike,
mean,
you're
they caught
fucking
that
trash.
I mean, the
Trash
Devils are
last
trash too. They've been trash for how many playoff games now?
They were trash
Yeah. Silencio, bring your tone down, buddy.
last night.
Have your Rangers? Did your Devils?
Did you
play a
watch the
playoff
Devils
game?
last night?
Did the Devils play a playoff game this year?
Nope.
They sure didn't.
Sure didn't. You know who did? The
That
Rangers.
is a
You know what
very
happened?
wild
Didn't.
statement.
They lost.
Mhm.
They lost.
They sure didn't. And you know what? You're watching my Rangers right now. You're watching the Rangers, and you continue to
I'm
watch
also
the Rangers.
watching-
You can't
I'm
say the
also
Rangers
watching
have
Golden
always
State
been
and
good when
Boston.
they just had the number 1 draft pick like 2 years ago.
Yeah, it's just a ridiculous.
Like, I'm not gonna
Just
sit here.
ain't
I'm
win
a
the
I'm a
big one.
newly found Rangers fan. We whoa after goals. We hey after goals. Like, we're here.
The-
But I'm not gonna sit here and
the
act
Ra-
like I don't know that
The
the Rangers
Rangers
weren't
have
good for a
always
while.
been good. The Rangers have won championship in 75 years. They have not always been good. Like,
Hey man, I could name a bunch of Rangers players over the last 28 years. We go with the Spanish guy, Scotty Gomez from Alaska. We go with Sean Avery, who got his teeth fixed after being a goon his whole career. We go Jaromir Jagr, who's old as fuck, playing forever on every fucking team you can fucking think of. Chris Drury, captain of the Rangers in 2009, who also played in Little League World Series for Milford, Connecticut. We could do that. We can go with which one of these fucking Henrik Lundqvist, who also had a twin brother named Joel, who played on the Dallas Stars. I know that too. I'm out here. Celtics have always been good, but always have fucking Brooklyn's lottery picks for the last decade, so it's a little different. But they also had 28 draft picks and only hit on 5 of them, so we could do that math too.
I do not want to get to this argument again. I've had enough.
Mike, you trade picks for superstars, not guys who are 36 years old.
You build. There are multiple ways to build a team.
Before we go, right, I was watching Adam Sandler and the movie Hustle, and I'm 25 minutes into the movie, and in case you guys didn't know, Adam Sandler works for the Philadelphia 76ers in this movie as a scout.
Spoiler alert, because I haven't seen shit, but all right.
Don't worry, he's a scout for the 76ers. It's literally in the plot of the movie. It's in the trailer. Sorry. And you know who's in that fucking Philadelphia 76ers office in 20 minutes into the movie? The guy who's on my on-site list. Fucking Billy King is acting in this movie. And I saw this motherfucker, and I
try to jump
start
through the
getting
screen?
irate. I get irate. I pause the movie, and I look at Janice, and I was like, you know who that motherfucker is? And she's like, who's that motherfucker? I said,
Saddam Hussein. He's been hiding.
if I ever see that motherfucker in person, I'm going to get
El
arrested
Chapo
because I'm going to
himself.
punch him in his face on site. It's Billy fucking King, responsible for the single worst
Underground
trade
tunnels.
in NBA history. Fucking Billy King.
Oh,
Billy King's in underground
King.
tunnels hiding from Dylan.
There's nobody I hate more in the sports world than fucking Billy King.
Oh, Dylan
I
was
see
having a
him
movie
on the
night,
street. I'm
saw
punching
Billy
him
King
in
and
his
had
face.
to pause the movie. He got so angry.
Pause the movie and
said,
start
"Look at
screaming.
this
job, babe, for
motherfucker."
fucking up movie night.
It ruined my night. Ruined my night because I see this motherfucker and I'm screaming. And she's like, "Why are you so mad?" I was like, "He gave me Kevin Garnett and Paul Pierce at 36 years old. We had him for a year."
You talk sports all the time, and you choose tonight.
I was fucking freaking out. And then I was like, "Oh," and then remember, he also traded fucking a first round pick for Gerald Wallace, who was 35 years old. You know who
like,
that
no,
fucking
I don't know. I don't
you know
remember
who
none
that
of
pick
this.
turned
right?
out to be?
Fuck.
Damian Lillard. Damian Lillard.
Oh,
That motherfucker is on my on-site list. If you think I'm playing, I will really go and I will punch him in his face, and I do not care. If I get beat up, cool. That's fine, but I did it.
the comments
Don't
that
care.
have been made by Dylan are represented by Dylan himself and do not represent the Speak
We
On It
all
podcast
hate
in
Billy
any
King.
way.
All of my friends hate Billy King, right, guys? We absolutely would have fucked those picks up, but the thing is, I would have liked to have had them and not 35-year-old dudes who are fucking off the team the next year.
Did you tell the pod how I saw Mark Sanchez and you've been looking for him too?
Yeah, no, James saw fucking Mark Sanchez at the Yankee game we went to, and we just weren't together at this time, and that ruined my night. Because I didn't
That's
try
still
nearly
so
as hard.
random.
You guys were
Nearly
late.
as hard to find him.
If you guys
No,
weren't
we got
late,
there before you. We got there before you.
I
Problem
was
is, he was
in line.
outside this. Yeah, he was in line before us.
Yeah, I was in the stadium.
We missed my opportunity to meet my guy.
Yeah.
I would have asked him about that butt fumble.
Oh man, Mark Sanchez, he's a big guy, man. He's the same size as me. Or taller. I think he's like 6'4".
Yeah, Mark Sanchez was 6'4". Will I punch KD when he trades your picks up? If he's not trading them for 36-year-olds, I really won't care.
In what world do we live if the Nets never make it to the finals?
I've had enough of you. I've had enough of you. This is not what this has turned into. This is not what this has turned into. This is not what this has turned into here. I do feel bad for Mark Sanchez because he had 3 years in his career and then he never did anything again.
Stole it
Because
from him.
we fucking could have beaten that fucking Steelers team to go and face the Packers.
To lose
and then
Brett Favre.
Yeah. No.
Hey, we were the only team that year to hold that Packers team to no touchdowns in that game. We lost 3-9. We fared way better than everybody else.
Aaron Rodgers would have packed y'all up.
Aaron Rodgers wasn't.
Aaron Rodgers would have packed y'all up.
Aaron Rodgers struggled against us in Week 14.
Do you think you did a good trade for Ben Simmons?
Yeah, because I got that bum James Harden the fuck out of here. And then I got to watch him on the biggest stage of all just not shoot shots in second halves of games. It was sick.
Mark Sanchez had no business playing in the league.
Hey, he was a game manager. That's all he was. We had a great defense, and he handed the ball off. He was a game manager. I'm not going to sit here and say Mark Sanchez was great.
Mark said, "Oh, the butt fumble."
That is James's favorite Jets memory.
You know what my favorite Jets memory is, James? Can't wait.
Oh man, what's the follow to that?
A year where the Patriots don't win.
The follow up to that is the dismantle that happens the next game. Can't wait when they meet.
Yeah, Peyton Manning fucked us up.
Did someone say Fat James Harden? We still have.
I love that. This will never not be in the doc. That will always be sitting there.
Still have Fat Harden on cue.
That will
for
always
Gillis.
be sitting there for
That will
moments
always
where
be in the
James
queue.
Harden needs to get ridiculed.
And this will always be in the queue.
Yes.
Its picture hangs in the rafter.
Simmons is out here living his best life over in Italy, signing fucking Ferrari deals for whatever reason after back surgery. So
They said when will he fulfill his Nets deal?
yo, I've been seeing that all fucking week. They're like, yo, when is he gonna have a partnership with a basketball again?
Yeah.
I'm like, listen, man, season starts again in October. We'll see then. There's a part of me that believes he also won't even be on the team next year, that he gets traded. So until Ben Simmons actually puts on a jersey on the court in the game, he's not really part of this team. To me, at least. So we will see from there.
Man. He's gonna become a billionaire off of these contracts and not playing the game.
Well, he's not getting paid by Philly, so he lost 18 mil.
Yeah. Man.
This. Absolutely. Absolutely. You know, you saw when Zion was out there doing 360 dunks in the pre-games of those series that the floor was caving in a little bit. You saw the floor give just a little bit. Oh,
That's not right.
Josh, I hate Steve Nash. Hate him, so we don't need to talk about
coach. That's your coach.
Highest 3-point percentage in Lakers history. Minimum 100 shots.
That is so ridiculous.
I want Steve Nash to fucking go.
I have a T-shirt of Steve Nash of his draft day.
Oh yeah,
Mm-hmm.
look at you. All right, we've gone on too long. Let's get out of here.
This is what happens when I hop on here, and then I bring the gang with me.
Gang.
Just mayhem.
Man was right because Anthony Shirley is ducking us.
Anthony is a professional smoke dodger. That boy don't want no smoke at all, because especially with me. He don't want nothing with me. He wants to call the finals rigged and prove nothing.
Yeah.
Ask about facts. Like, just look at the facts.
And stats with no facts.
Look at facts. What facts? You're being naive.
You're a hater.
You're a hater. You're not looking at the obvious, Dylan. What's the obvious? Goodbye.
Oh. My point exactly.
Great argument, Anthony.
Thanks, Anthony. I'm glad you put together a well thought out and concise opinion for the panel of judges to make their choice. He gets more people off of his side than he does on his side.
Man.
What a fucking dork.
The door is open, Flo. We will
Always.
We will be right here.
Post game.
Tuesday.
Monday.
Oh, Monday for post game?
Yeah.
And then Tuesday for the actual pod.
Yeah. Another back-to-back next week.
Yeah, buddy. Can't wait.
Yo, man, we need to get Sports Talk C up here for the WNBA, man. The WNBA started. Got a dunk for the first dunk of the season.
Yes.
It's always gonna bring Griner home.
Well, yeah, that's how we start in every episode from now on until she's home. And that's just a terrible thing. But
bring BG home.
James,
what?
You got the flow.
Oh, my fault, man. My fault.
Oh wait,
man.
I can't give you the flow yet. I didn't put the graphic up.
Yeah, man. Bring the crew back. You got me up here by myself.
That's okay. I got the graphic.
Squad. There we go. Squad.
Or I'm backseat producing at the same time.
There we go. Hit that like, share, subscribe, that notification. All right, James. Now you can.
Ping.
Yeah, you
Like,
missed it.
share, and
It happened.
subscribe, man. Follow me on the socials. Follow me at Breezy5X on Twitter. I am tweeting, you know, tweeting these days. Right, Michael? Right,
Hater, hater,
right, right, Michael? All right.
hater.
But also follow me on Instagram. That's at breezy underscore bills. That's BILLZ. And shout out to all the viewers, all the listeners to the streaming platforms. And yeah, man. Continue to support. We need it and we love y'all until next time. Shout out to the gang in the comments. What's up?
Gang, gang.
Yeah, shout out to the chat. Y'all been awesome. Appreciate y'all. Vladimir Putin, fuck you. Give us Brittany Griner back, you piece of shit. Holding there for nothing. Scumbag. You're on site too. Underscore
You can pull that
podcast
one off,
Poppy.
Dylan.
If I could go,
would be impressive.
I would disappear. I would 100% disappear.
Oh man.
But it's legendary. It's shit of legends. Underscore podcast Poppy underscore on all platforms. On site, Putin. On site. Like I said, I may get beat up. I may disappear. I might die. At least I did it.
Oh man.
At least I did it.
For the culture.
For the culture.
For the culture.
clap Putin one time. Just ha! And then I just get shot immediately.
That would be tragic.
Be tragic. But hey, I did it. I did it. I'll be American hero.
You would be.
They'd make me a martyr.
Mm-hmm.
They'd absolutely make me a martyr. And that would do wonders for the pot.
Forget me eating a chip. You slapped Putin.
Yeah. Yeah, imagine that clip. Imagine that clip. The virality of that.
We'd have to get some really cool music for that one.
It'll be the Benny Hill theme.
Man. Word.
Thank you everyone for joining us tonight. Like the guy said, like, share, subscribe. We are on countless platforms now. Twitch, Facebook Live, YouTube, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Anchor, YouTube. I think I said YouTube. We are now on Amazon Music and Audible. So if you Spotify also, check us out on Amazon. If you follow us on one site, follow us on another. We'll take all of them. We'll take as many as we can get. Thank you to the panel. Like you said, we will be back Monday night for another edition of Post Game Live, where anything can happen. And then we'll have our regular show this week. And shout out to the guys. We will try to find Blackheart. We will hopefully.
Yeah, real missing.
Yeah, what happened, man? What happened?
Hopefully Boston wins, and then he'll appear again. If
He'll
Boston
pop
wins.
up.
But
right now we got milk cartons.
Because I'm
sure
Dylan, I don't know if you remember him saying, "Oh, I'm off Friday, and I'm going to be here, and I'm going to have my Celtic green background and all of that."
Yeah, because he got a new light too.
Hey man, check on the people you love, man. Check on the people you love. Make sure he's okay.
Yeah, we need an Amber Alert.
No, seriously, man. Because he's a diehard Celtics fan.
Yeah, we gotta make sure he's all right. Because my phone didn't go off like with that alert that always happens with the Amber Alerts. Missing. Missing dude. It's crazy. Got an APB.
Shout out
It's cut.
to all the guys in the chat tonight. Getting
His
us
cousin
through it.
too. What's his cousin's name?
Trey.
It's amazing. They're just
Trey.
gone.
Trey, nowhere to
just
be
gone.
found tonight either.
To be fair,
Trey
this is a
was
whole lot less aggressive post game live. For the first time in a while, usually I'm fighting somebody on something. So it's good
it
to
was
relax.
Anthony. It was Anthony for the first half.
Yeah, but he wasn't here to defend himself.
Yeah,
To be fair,
facts,
even if he was
facts and
here,
stats.
it wouldn't have been much of a fight anyway.
Hey,
so,
man.
yeah, follow us. Huh? Yes, sir.
Yeah, follow us.
Be an accountability
I
buddy.
thought you had something more to add.
Hold your friends accountable for the dumb shit they say.
And with that, we'll put the graphic up.
Ooh, Mike is lagging hard.
Yeah.
It is, but we're out of here, so it's okay. It's okay. Play the music.